We all know cats are basically mini supervillains, but up until recently, their diabolical plans have been limited to knocking cups off the table. What if I was to tell you that there are some cats out there that have made the transition from furry feline to future felon? History is full of cats that have dipped their paws into the life of crime. These aren't your average cat burglars. These kitties have some serious street cred. Is your furry friend a dangerous criminal mastermind? Could they be leading a secret double life of crime? Hey guys, welcome to Furry Feline Facts, a perfect catalog of cat stats. In today's video, we're going to find out which kittens have been caught red-pawed in 10 times cats were blamed for crimes. If you're not already a follower of Furry Feline Facts, meow is the time to click that subscribe and notification bell. If you are, give yourself a round of paws. Okay, enough kidding around, it's meow or never. At number 10 is Speedy the Cat Burglar. Speedy lived in Switzerland, and he stealthily acquisitioned a ton of his neighbors' belongings. Speedy stole the most random items from his neighbors, including gloves, balls, and clothes from their clothesline. Speedy eventually stole so many things from his neighbors that his owner posted signs all around the neighborhood to alert everyone that Speedy was to blame for their missing items. Speedy's sticky paws were so widespread that his owner started to collect Speedy's newfound treasure collection in his garage, so that his neighbors could come and collect their belongings. Speedy was simply not going to stand for this. The cycle was never ending because just as the items were returned, Speedy would go and steal it all back again. Finders keepers, right? And at number 9 is the Whispering Kitty Cat. Back in 2013, a man named James Schroyer from Pennsylvania went on a crime spree and blamed his cat for his criminal activity. According to Schroyer, his cat was evil and convinced him to take a plastic gun, steal a car, and then rob a bank. That's insane, right? Well, that's exactly what Schroyer claimed after he failed to get away with his malevolent cat's plans. Fortunately, the cat was not charged for his possible involvement in Schroyer's crimes after it was determined that he was having just a slight mental health episode. In at number 8 is Tinkler, the murderer's accomplice. When an unknown man's torso was found wrapped in an old curtain on an English beach, it naturally raised a lot of questions. This case had police investigators baffled why they couldn't find even a skerrick of human DNA or fingerprints on the body. Eventually, they stumbled across several cat hairs on the curtain, and strangely enough at the time, the UK had a cat DNA database. What are the chances? When they searched the cat DNA database, investigators were able to track down the cat back to its owner, Mr. Hilder. After a second DNA test on Tinkler the cat, they were able to confirm that Mr. Hilder was responsible for the murder and that Tinkler was his feline accomplice. At number 7, we have the Meat Protector. Way back in 1922, in a humble butcher shop in New York, a local cat took it upon himself to protect the meat because he naturally claimed it all for himself. The entrepreneurial kitty cat would claw, scratch, and hiss at anyone who even came close to his meat at the butcher's. The proprietors didn't know what to do because the cat was attacking their customers, so they called the police. Eventually, a police officer arrived at the scene to give the cat a moving on order, and the cat bit his finger in self-defense. Now, this is where it gets sad. The police officer then shot the cat in the store before he even gave him a chance to meow-splain his way out of the trouble. And at number 6 is the soul-sucking feline. Superstitions around black cats are commonplace in all cultures, but have you ever heard of people who believe that cats can suck the souls out of children, just like the Dementors from Harry Potter? Way back in 1791, a newspaper in England reported that an 18-month-old child died as a result of a cat sucking its breath from its body. The offending kitty was captured and sentenced to death for the supernatural homicide. Wow. The 18th century was a wild ride in criminal justice. In at number 5, we have the feline electrocutioner. In 2013, Brett Nash was sentenced to 20 years in jail for conspiracy to murder, but this murder plan had an M. Night Shyamalan twist. Nash had an amazingly complex yet ludicrous robbery plan that he pitched to his wife, and its successful execution was hinged upon an unsuspecting kitty accomplice. The plan started with Nash luring a lawyer out of his house and into a car. Next, he planned to strap a fake bomb to the lawyer's chest and then force him to rob a bank on their behalf. Seems like a solid heist-turned-murder plan, right? What could go wrong? After the bank robbery, Nash planned to take the lawyer back to his house, fill up the bath, and submerge the lawyer's face in the water. Enter the kitty executioner. The harebrained scheme ended with Nash locking the lawyer's cat in the bathroom with him in the hopes that the unsuspecting cat would knock over an electrical appliance into the bath and kill the lawyer. Their preposterous plan was never executed, and the lawyer's cat retains his squeaky clean criminal record. At number 4, we have the thieving tomcat that drove his owner insane. Henry developed a sock obsession that robbed his owner of his perfectly paired socks as well as his sanity. The washing machine isn't to blame for eating the household socks with Henry around. Henry's owner reports that he's aware of 57 missing socks and counting. To make matters worse, Henry simply wasn't into pairs. He preferred to steal individual socks from a pair of socks. Imagine spending your life constantly searching for missing matching socks. Henry didn't stop there. He became quite the fashionista, eventually diversifying his clothing collection courtesy of his neighbors. Henry would steal the clothes directly off his neighbor's clothesline. This kitty didn't just drive his owner insane, but his neighbors too. And at number 3, the cat that committed insurance fraud. When a business owner was struggling financially, he thought of an ingenious plan to get himself out of financial hardship. Well, so he thought. He'd planned to burn his house down, and all of his business papers along with it. He rescued a cat and bought a brand new Christmas tree, which he then decorated with the most flammable lights possible. After setting up the Christmas tree and the lights, he let his new cat in the room and waited outside. What curious kitty could resist? Sure enough, the cat knocked the tree over, and his house went up in flames. As we know though, some criminals aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. With his house alight, he called 911 and blamed his cat for the fire. His dastardly plans were dashed when fire crews arrived at the scene far quicker than he had expected and managed to save all of those important business papers that he so desperately wanted to destroy. At number 2 is the indecent downloader. Everyone's accidentally pocket-dialed someone or sent a text to the wrong person. But has your cat ever downloaded illegal images from the internet to your computer? I doubt it, but according to one man, his cat walked across his keyboard and downloaded a whole bunch of explicit pictures of children. Not too sure I believe that one. Police weren't convinced either, and the innocent cat was exonerated. In at number 1 is the cloning cat. Now obviously a cat wasn't cloned and a cat didn't clone anything else, but when a woman from Swindon, England would wake up to find double the amount of cat toys in her house than the night before, she was understandably confused. Her cat Frankie was clearly the culprit, and he was suspected of breaking and entering into other households to collect more cat toys for his collection. Well, there you have it. 10 cats that have branched out or at least were blamed for dastardly crimes. Thanks for making it to the end. If you're a cat person, don't be shy. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments if you think you're harboring an evil feline mastermind. Make sure you subscribe to Furry Feline Facts, a perfect catalog of cat stats. And hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss any of our pawsome content. See you next time.